I'm Kiriyama Sparta.
I'm Sarah.
And we are doing another comic book retrospective. It's where we're taking a look at older comics. And when I say older, that doesn't mean we're only doing like 80s and 90s and stuff. I mean, there's some stuff...
Recenter.
Like Azzarello's Joker was 2008, I think. More recent, let's say that. We're just taking a look at old, good comics.
Yes.
Older, good comics. And if you didn't see last week's, it was our first one. We did... I was going to say Azzarello. Wow. Alan Moore's The Killing Joke. I'm still thinking about Joker. So, once again, Killing Joke's amazing. Read it. If you like comics, read it. If you don't like comics, read it. If you don't like Batman or Joker, read it. If you like them, read it. Anyway, Sarah decided to go with... it's Sarah's pick this week, by the way.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. She's doing...
Gotham by Gaslight today.
And I'm actually kind of interested because this is an Elseworlds I haven't checked out yet, but I've heard good things about this one. Quite good.
And I have the original print of it. It isn't the ones that have been reissued with the sequel.
There's a sequel. Yeah,
what's it called? It's to do with the future. Master of the Future, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. It's a sequel to this one. I don't have that one. It's not the greatest.
So we're just sticking with the classic here.
I stick with the classic, yeah. And like he said, this is what is considered the first Elseworlds story.
Oh,
it doesn't actually have Elseworlds printed on this anywhere, not even inside.
Wow.
So once they introduced the whole Elseworlds line, they reprinted it with the Elseworlds logo. But until then, this was just a off, one shot of a thing. And if you aren't familiar with the Elseworlds, it's the idea of taking a superhero and putting them in
somewhere else, different circumstance,
different time that could, shouldn't, or can't happen.
I hate to bring up Marvel, but it's their what ifs basically. Like what if Batman was a vampire?
What if this took place in 1500s?
What if Superman was Russian, landed in Russia instead of America? It can lead. It's actually led to some really, really good stories.
Some of them are awesome.
So I guess it's a quick review.
I love this comic. I love this comic. I would say read it because it not only talks about Batman, but I love serial killers. Kind of creepy, I know, but it also incorporates Jack the Ripper in this too. So I wouldn't say it incorporates two of my greatest loves, but incorporates Batman and a thing I really like.
I was wondering why you fit Harley so well.
I like that stuff. It's interesting to me.
And I like killing people. Sorry. Anyway.
So, I really enjoy this. A lot. And like I said, I think actually today, or Wednesday, whenever you watch this video.
Whenever you watch this video.
They just did a new edition of the trade paperback of this. That included the Master of the Future, or whatever it's actually called, I don't remember.
And I think IGN did like a top 25 Batman stories. This was fairly high up. This was like 5 or 3 or something.
Good. It's a good story.
Anywho, so that's the quick review. We're going to get into our normal kind of page by page.
I actually think that they made this continuity with one of the Earths.
Oh, they did?
I think.
This is technically like Earth, I don't know,
Earth
617.
I'm pretty sure they did make it into continuity for one of the Earths. Way later. This was printed in 1989. So
it was inspired by Tim Burton's movie.
Been around for a while.
So we're going to do our tried and true page by page analysis. Take it away, Sarah.
It actually feels a lot like the Frank Miller's Dark Knight.
Oh, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes, that one. Oh, jeez,
wow.
I don't know. It feels a lot like that. Just the way it's laid out for some of the pages, it feels a lot like that. So
okay.
I like it. When you first open it up, there's a little mini story from Hell by Robert Bloch, however you say his name.
Bloch.
I'm not good with name pronunciations,
He's not good with pronunciation in general.
Yeah. So there's a little backstory of Jack the Ripper and how he killed 5 women, possibly more, and the police in London never caught him. He sent postcards and letters to the cops taunting them, but they never found out who it was. So it's open-ended. No one really knows who it was.
Did he get caught? Did he get away scot-free? Who knows?
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
So when you first open up, you get this version of Bruce's parents dying. And this story takes place in 1888, I believe, or 89. I think it's 1889.
Yeah.
And you get what you assume is Bruce talking over pictures of what happened to his parents. And this one, they're riding in a carriage down a path, and a gunman is on the road. Orders them out, demands their belongings, and then shoots them. Shoots both his parents, and he leaves. And, well, he was scared by bats.
While he was leaving.
And the gunman runs away. So this is where Bruce gets bats from. Is when his parents were shot, that's what saved him from the gunman, is they shot out of the trees and scared the gunman, who took off running.
Okay.
So that's
kind of a neat...
It is a neat twist.
Just a neat retcon of that.
On that one. So when he first... It is 1889. Ha! I was right for once. With my memories.
I'm so proud of you.
I know! So when you first open up, after that brief backstory, Bruce is in Vienna. And he's talking to Dr. Sigmund Freud right now about dreams. And he was actually telling him about this dream that he had with his parents. He's saying, it's not a dream that's happened before. I just keep having it. And we're just talking about how deep dreams can be and all the layers that they can have.
Inception.
Yeah. And you find out here that Bruce was going all around the world to learn stuff. And this is one of his final stops. And this is when he says, I'm going back home after this. Time for me to go back to Gotham. So he leaves Vienna and stops in London, I want to say, where he meets up with his uncle, Jacob Parker, is who he meets up with. And they're on a boat together, and they're, in the fancy room with all the women in the fancy dresses.
Think like Titanic.
Yeah, kind of, I guess so, yeah. And they're drinking, and his uncle has very heavy accent. Like,
oh, yeah, jeez.
You can see what I mean. It's hard for me to describe that.
Now for dessert, I'd like to...
Fellas, dukes, and dames, and and... It's very British.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily supposed to be British, but that's what it feels like.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Might be, might not be.
Yeah. And as his uncle is talking, he's talking about seeing a really pretty woman walking by, so he'd like to sink that beauty.
Giggity.
Yeah. And then you get a little side shot of Bruce. And because this is an old comic, they do split into those shots of the head and then the words above describing what he's thinking, that kind of thing.
Not really like inner monologue.
Yeah,
bubbles.
It's old school.
Old school.
Old school. So Bruce is saying, Jake's an interesting fellow. I'm sure that's a story in and of itself. So then they arrive home. And Uncle Jake and Bruce split up, and Bruce is picked up by Alfred. He's like, I missed you. It's been a while. And they go back to the mansion, and everything's exactly the way he left it. And Bruce goes, is it still here, Alfred? And Alfred goes, yes, sir, it's been waiting for you. And Bruce walks into a room to see that the Batman costume right there waiting for him. Oh, fancy in a room by itself.
Speaking of which, I love his look in this comic. I saw a guy cosplaying as it once.
It's very steampunk.
Very steampunk.
I think it's the beginning of the steampunk Batman.
Yeah,
in this
I'd say
one.
that.
So then it's the next day, and you get Bruce talking over the top of it's kind of like journal clippings. And he's saying, Gotham is wonder, it's grown since I've been here last, but at night it's a darker place. It is my place.
Yeah.
And now he's talking to Inspector James Gordon. He's not the commissioner yet.
Inspector.
He's talking to Commissioner Gordon. Not Commissioner, Inspector Gordon. And
it's so hard to not say
that. It's very hard not to say that. And you find out that they're good friends. They just happen to be good friends.
Yeah.
And Bruce just casually asks, so, how's it going in old Gotham since I've been gone? And Gordon says, it's been getting weirder and weirder. This place is a strange place. And we actually get a nice little Joker nod.
Well, this is the Joker in this continuity.
They don't call him that. But Gordon says, take this one, a real merry widower. Wed rich old ladies and poisoned them with strychnine, 10 of them. And then tried to kill himself. He took some of his own poison, didn't kill him, just paralyzed his face. Happy looking Jasper, eh? And that is the Joker at the bottom.
Pretty cool.
It is cool. It's always nice seeing little nods like that.
Yeah.
Characters we know and love, but in a different setting.
Yeah.
So we leave that, and then we are at night. And you assume that what you're reading with the journal clippings over top is Bruce, but as it goes along, it gets more and more violent. Towards women especially. You read Gotham City is an overripe fruit, fetid, and fit to burst. So it looks like this is Bruce initially, but it's definitely not.
No, it's...
And the person talking over it is saying, to my horror though, she is here. She's everywhere. I can still hear her laugh. That awful sound will drive me mad. I must put an end to it. And as you're going over that, you see pictures of whores, assumedly, or women in general in Gotham City.
Yeah.
Leave that, and we go to what looks like a train yard.
Mm-hmm.
A big building on a train yard. And there's a bunch of guys trying to bust into a safe. And as they try to blow it, a big figure busts in through the glass.
Almost like a bat.
Almost like a bat. And starts kicking everyone's asses. And they've never seen him before. This is his first appearance.
Not to mention, this is 1889.
1889.
So seeing a guy in a bat costume, I mean, today is crazy, but then it'd be like,
what?
They'd probably honestly think it's a demon or something.
Yeah. So he takes out most of the thugs. One of them is holding a security guard hostage. Threatens to kill him, but Batman just kind of looks at him, starts advancing on him, and you don't see what happens. So either he gets scared and runs away, or Batman just
I'd assume he
punches him in the face.
He's Batman.
And so he leaves the security guard with all the guys. The kid's holding a gun. And as Batman's leaving, the security guy goes, don't mind my asking, what in heaven's name are you? And that's when Batman jumps out the window to leave. And then the next few pages are showing Batman
doing various
around
deeds.
the city, doing his thing, fighting crime, and newspaper clippings of his work.
I like it too, because in the newspaper clippings there's literally drawings of a giant bat like attacking people.
Yeah, and there's one headline that says, Bat haunts city. Is Batman killer city gripped by fear? At the same time, Jack the Ripper is killing a bunch of women. So far, there's been 3 murders.
Okay.
So these are the 2 pages. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Especially, I don't know if you can see that up there, the top one, with Batman in the corner.
Yeah, this is well done, 89.
Yeah.
I'm usually not a big fan of like the
That's
80, everything before 90 is pretty much.
Well, this is borderline 90.
Borderline. Oh, actually, I think I don't like the 90s the most. That one got really weird, really bright. Anyway, sorry.
This is very dark, not bright at all. So after all the newspaper clippings, we are at a party in Leland Manor. And, the who's who of Gotham is there.
Of course.
And Bruce is there. Of course. With some woman. Some beautiful woman on his arm.
Batman, he gets what he wants.
Yeah. So, while Bruce is walking around, he sees good old Commissioner Gordon. Inspector Gordon.
Wow.
It's hard.
I know.
It's so hard. So, they start talking, oh, hey, what's up with this Batman? And Gordon is saying, the Commissioner thinks that Batman's in charge, is doing all these killings. And he is putting out a manhunt for Batman, essentially.
Okay.
He's convinced that if he catches Batman, he'll catch the killer.
Yeah.
And he says, convincing old biddies that there's not an 8-foot vampire thirsting for their blood. So it's kind of, to the Commissioner, it's, win-win situation. You get rid of the Batman and you get rid of the killings.
Yeah. And people get to sleep safe at night.
Yeah. So, I think you do see a shot of Commissioner, whatever his name is, the Commissioner, not Gordon. He's not the Commissioner.
Because he's an
He's
inspector.
an
There you go.
He says, I will not have lunatics on my streets. So then we flash to a scene of a woman standing in a street lit by
The corner.
Gaslight.
Gaslight.
And you get the
Probably
voice.
a hooker.
You get the voice again, saying, I have found her again. And he keeps saying, she keeps taunting me. I followed her from London and I found her here again. So you find out that, hey, the killer, Jack the Ripper, presumably, went from London and is now in Gotham. And then you see a shot of him grabbing the woman's face and then a bloody knife flying in the night and dragging her body.
That's actually a nice shot.
It
I like
is.
that.
I love the shot of her face, personally.
Okay.
It's weird, but I like it. So there's the woman.
It's like the shot of the shadow.
You can't see it very well, but there's the body being dragged under the bridge. And then, I should have shown that one I was up too.
That's what I meant, yeah.
It shows the killer is standing over the woman's body with blood pouring down into the alley.
And they're completely in silhouette except for the blood. It's all red.
Yeah. And you get the clipping of the paper saying Jack the Ripper and Gotham. Which is that one.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. So then we go to Batman's journals, which are yellow in comparison to Bruce's.
They almost look like pea soup green.
Looks like puke.
It's a yellow, green,
gross, dark yellow color.
Batman.
And Batman is saying, doesn't say that.
Saying I have bronchitis.
I forget. He says, I hope I made the right decision because I wanted to scare the bad guys, but I'm scaring the innocents too. I don't know if this is working the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
And at home, back with Alfred, the commissioner and Inspector Gordon, I believe, drop by to visit Bruce. He's not there. And Alfred can't really say much. He says, oh, he's away this evening. And they go, oh, that's strange. Away? I wonder doing what? And then they leave. So as they leave, Batman hears someone screaming in his city. And he happens upon the killer about to take another life.
Yeah.
And the killer is saying, hush now, my priest, this won't take but a second. And says, damn, because he sees Batman's shadow coming down. And he manages to kill her just before Batman shows up. And he says, damn, as he walks up and finds the body in the alley. And then you see a postcard that Jack the Ripper sends to the Gotham City police. It says, hello to America, hello to Gotham City. Truly the streets are paved in gold, though they'll run red for I'm through. My knife is as sharp as ever, and no horror is safe, even if you don't take my money. Ha ha. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. And it's mailed to Inspector Gordon, too. It wasn't to the commissioner, but to Inspector Gordon. So, you see Gordon sitting in his office, head in his hands, saying, oh, the postcard is making everything so much worse. And the commissioner busts in. Says, good news, we've caught him. Let's go bring him in. And they're off to Wayne Manor. So, and you get a nice, the dialogue carrying over to the next scene of the commissioner saying, let's find out how your friend Bruce spends his nights. And they march on into Wayne Manor. And Bruce is there, wearing his fancy drinking coat, having a drink. And he says, oh, why are you here? And Gordon says, Commissioner's convinced you're the Ripper, or the killer. Or the Ripper, I guess,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but, we have to do this. I have to search your house. And Bruce is like, fine, search all you want. I got nothing to hide. One thing I forgot to mention, after he found the woman's body, when he almost caught the Ripper, he found a knife.
So he found his knife? Oh, okay.
So then Alfred goes, nothing to hide, sir? And Bruce says, oh, they won't have my evening clothes. They're in a safe place. And it shows a shot of the grandfather clock that they're hidden behind, which is kept the same in this story as it is with every other Batman story.
It's generally behind the clock.
The grandfather clock set to the time his parents died and how to open it. So Bruce goes outside and has breakfast, convinced they're not going to find anything. What does he have to hide? And all of a sudden, Alfred, the commissioner, and Gordon walk in saying, why did you do this? How do you think you could hide this? And you see that Gordon is holding a bloody knife.
Oh.
So, it's been a while since I've read this. I reread it a couple days ago when I was sick, so kind of loopy. So, I had a hard time remembering if he actually found a knife and just didn't hide it well enough, or the Ripper planted it there. After reading it, I kind of realized more. So I know I just said he found a knife, but I'm a liar. And I'm sure you can edit that part out.
Yeah, sure.
But they found a bloody knife. So Bruce has no idea how it got there, because he didn't put it in his house. He's not that stupid. So then he goes on trial. And the trial shots are what I was talking about that look a lot like The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, you see that.
It's people talking with the description of what they're saying and what's going on in the trial. So that's a lot to fit in to little dialogue bubbles.
Yeah.
So more or less, they have a witness, but it's clear to him that she's incredibly drunk.
Yeah.
And doesn't know what's going on. And
They're
just finding people because they want him in jail, because they're convinced he's the Ripper.
Yeah, because they found a bloody knife, and he was out the other night.
So they want him gone. They want the public to be at ease again, so they're going to do whatever it takes to put him in jail for this. So they use many different things in Bruce's life to try and convict him of this.
Yeah.
The fact that was a doctor. He could have picked up things on that. The fact that he's never home. He's always away. And his defense tries to fight back, saying that it's just a vendetta. You're just using him for a scapegoat kind of thing. There isn't sufficient evidence to pin it on him, but they're not having any of it. The jury finds him guilty. And you get another clipping. This time it says, Bruce Wayne is Jack the Ripper, millionaire sentenced to hang. So he's been convicted of it, and he's going to die. So Bruce is in jail, and he asked Gordon for all the files he had on Jack the Ripper, on the case, to see if he can't try and figure something out. And Gordon is still clearly on Bruce's side. He knows that he didn't do this, or at least he's holding on to hope that he didn't do it. And Gordon says, what you may find, I don't know. I hope to God you find something, because this is his friend in here.
Yeah.
So, as he's in jail, you get a brief shot of the Ripper, who's still out there, wanting to kill a woman so badly but can't because he knows it's too soon. He doesn't know. It's obvious that Bruce didn't do it, so
he won't get off scot-free.
It'd be for naught. So, the next few pages are again of the the description of the
picture with a whole bunch of words next to it.
Yeah. You see that he's still studying everything very closely. His Uncle Jake stops by to visit him. And at the end of it all, Bruce just can't find anything. He's getting very frustrated because he can't find anything. He's literally about to die.
Yeah.
Gets angry, throws his postcards and pictures everywhere. And as he does that, he notices something. In one of his pictures of his father's Civil War medical detachment, he notices that the flag hanging behind them has the same logo as what he found on the knife that was found in his house. And he was a little bit confused, because he's like, this knife belongs to my father, but he's dead, he's long gone, just like the others. And then he pauses and others. And this is when Bruce and Alfred pull an old switcheroo. He asks Alfred for help busting him out so he can go catch the real killer. So they switch places. Bruce goes out to try and find him. And as he goes out, he walks up to the Ripper just as he's about to kill a woman. And you get a little Ripper dialogue again saying, if I dealt with her as before, would have ruined the case against Wayne, but he swings at dawn. I need to wait no longer. So he's about to die. He has nothing to lose, so he's about to kill again. But that's when Batman shows up. And this is a really cool picture of Batman standing in the alley with fog rolling around behind him. And start chasing him, and there's a giant chase through the city. The Ripper runs over him with horses and takes off. And the horse carriage kind of breaks apart. Batman jumps on it. And as it falls over, Batman runs over to the man who fell, and it's over. Picks him up and says, "You're not going anywhere. Jacob Parker."
Who'd have thunk it?
It was his uncle. And Bruce gets upset, like, you bastard. And obviously, Jacob doesn't know who Batman is. But he says, why? Why'd you kill this woman? And it turns out that he was doing this because he had to shut her up, stop her laughter. And Batman asks, whose laughter? He says, Martha Wayne. It turns out that Jacob had a huge crush on Martha Wayne. And he wanted her. But she fell for Thomas instead. And he felt that since Martha was with Thomas and he was very well off compared to him, Jacob wasn't that great at school. He couldn't be a doctor. He had to have help with school with that Thomas was offering to help, and he was convinced that Martha was laughing at him
behind his back,
and to him in his own delusional mind.
He's twisted.
Yeah. So when he confessed his love to her, she laughed at him, rejected him, and mocked him. And he was convinced that Thomas was laughing behind his back too, and that their son, Bruce Wayne, was laughing at them too. So, as it turns out, Jacob hired the man in the path in the woods to kill all of them, but he got spooked. So Bruce survived. And he says, but the kid got away that night, but I fixed him before he could start laughing too. So he
wanted to get him hung there.
Yeah, so the parents were killed, so Jacob was able to change Bruce's thinking towards him because his parents are gone. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
And this is when Batman actually pulls off the cowl and says, I'm not laughing. And Jacob starts going, oh, I didn't know, I'm so sorry. And he's like, you framed me for your crimes, you killed my parents, you killed those women, now I should kill you. And Jacob's actually saying, yes, kill me, come on, do it. And just at that moment, Gordon and the cavalry arrives. And they're actually in a cemetery right in front of the Wayne tombstone.
Of course.
You know, poetic justice, I suppose. And Bruce kind of ducks into the shadows, pulls his cowl back on, and says, this is actually your Ripper. This is the man who slaughtered all those women. His name is Jacob Parker. And Gordon goes, well, who are you? And Batman says, don't matter. This is your killer. Just deal with him. And this is when Jacob confesses. He says, yes, I killed women here and in London. I killed a couple in Paris that you don't know about. Then framed Wayne. And as Gordon says, okay, you're coming with us, Jacob pulls a knife out of his pocket, and as he does that, he slices across Batman's chest, and the cops shoot him in the head. So he, hits back against the tombstone, blood starts pouring out. It's all over the Wayne tombstone. Of course. And Gordon asks, as Batman's leaving, why was he killing those women? What was that all about? And Batman says, who knows the actions of a madman? So he can't say anything.
Yeah, because
it would implicate him as well. And then the last page of this is a nice shot of Batman with very nice little dialogue bubbles over it again. And one of the inspectors asks Gordon, hey, should we stop him from leaving? Yeah. And Gordon says, no, I doubt we could stop him even if we tried. And he says, for good or ill, it appears Gotham has found its own guardian angel. And God help us, I suspect we're going to need him. So
nice.
That's the last page of Gotham by Gaslight, right there.
Nice. Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
Can't go wrong. Yeah. I absolutely love this story.
It's actually pretty cool. I like that. I really dug that.
Yeah. It's awesome. I highly recommend buying it, especially since the new edition just came out today, apparently. So.
Today? Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Fitting. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, that was that's our retrospective number 2. I'm not too sure what we'll do next week.
Surprise.
It'll be a surprise. But if don't hesitate to leave a comment if you want to see us do one. Because if it's something like, oh, I didn't think of that, we'd probably do that too. Try not to ask for like 50 things. I saw that one comment.
And honestly, I'm not a huge Superman fan.
So.
He might read it, but I...
yeah, if we do it, I'll be reading it, because Sarah's absolutely against Superman. For good reason. I mean, not everyone's a big Superman fan.
Yeah.
Me either, but I can at least read a story. Whatever. Anyway, so, that's Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
Really good comic. I might actually have to go pick that up.
It's good.
When I have money.
Steal it.
Just steal it.
Not mine.
But not yours.
No. I like mine.
Anyway. Once again, I'm Kiriama Sparta.
I'm Sarah.
And that was our comic book retrospective. If you had a good time, let us know. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave us some comments. If you've read Gotham by Gaslight, tell us what you thought too.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know. It's why we're pretty much doing the retrospectives.
Yep.
Also, we're running out of Before Watchmen's.
There's what, like 2 left? Oh, man.
Oh, and then there's a whole synopsis one, remember? It's supposed to be like a whole big... I completely forgot about that. I just remembered now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
See what happens.
So, yeah, look forward to that. Not too much else going. Oh, wait. Just while we're on camera. Got the Virgil's Downfall for DMC. That's just came out today. I'm going to go play it as soon as I get it home, and I'm going to just put up the whole playthrough of that. So, if you're interested in DMC, check it out. I am. I really love that game, so I'm pumped to do this. And if you get a chance, go check out my buddy Ninja Blade 77's channel. He's pretty much just video games. Does a lot of achievement videos, a lot of...
Not really. Not really.
You love video games too, don't lie.
Games.
He does a lot of video game videos. He actually has a contest right now where if he hits 100 subscribers, he's got a lot of free game codes to give away. I think like Resident Evil 4, 5. He's got a full copy of 6 on PS3 for you. I think he also has a copy of Crysis for Xbox 360, like a download code. So, I'm not saying just go subscribe to him, but go check out his channel, and if you have a good time, show him some love.
It's good stuff.
Show him some love. We got to help out our homies.
Good nerd stuff. It's solid nerd stuff.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Have a good one.